The highest finishing Australian driver will get $1,000 from Camden Services. The highest finishing driver from Minnesota will get $500 from Justice Brothers. And the highest finishing Ultra Shield customer using a seat and armor belts will receive a $300 gift. DeBerg Concrete Sanction Challenge tonight. The highest finishing high limit regular will get $500. The highest finishing World of Outlaw driver will also get $500. $500 goes to the highest finishing Huset's driver. And two $500 awards go to the highest finishing IRA regular. So two of those will be awarded tonight, $500 each. And of course, the fan favorite Priority Aviation foot race that will happen here on the front straightaway. $1,500 to win the foot race from our friends at Priority Aviation. Jack Housby will provide the KSE Hard Charger $1,000 and a KSE power steering pump. The Paul McGrath Snap-on Mechanic of the race will get a 3/8 impact set worth $625. Sander Engineering complete set of Sanders wheels worth $2,500. And Jason Myers will draw for those a random number between 1 and 24 after tonight's A main. And the driver who finishes in that particular position will be handed a set of Sander Engineering wheels. Boy, what a prize that will be. Other giveaways will be from Schoenfeld Headers, Pro Shocks, Hoosier Tire, and many other folks. Our heat races tonight are sponsored by the Oskaloosa True Value. Smith Tie will sponsor heat race number 2. Tasso Steakhouse for heat 3, and Sander Engineering will sponsor heat race number 4. And DeBerg Concrete Work Area will be where many drivers hope they don't have to go tonight, but just in case they do, there will be opportunities for them in the DeBerg Concrete Work Area. Don't forget to sign up for that Coleman Grill. Again, if you buy the 50/50 tickets, the first ticket we draw will go to the money, and the second ticket we draw will be for the Coleman Grill, a 36-inch grill station. So lots of cool stuff. You can sign up for chances to win 3 of Coleman's summer must-haves: a Coleman Cookout 36-inch grill station, a 5-pack of City Bonfire portable fire pits, 1 City Bonfire's backyard patio accessory kit, and don't forget, while you're signing up, to complete every action to unlock an additional 4 bonus entries. And you can do all of that by going online to Coleman Back Home. That's one word, ColemanBackHome.com. And you can sign up for all of that right on your smartphone while you're sitting there in the grandstands. Don't even have to put your beer down to do it. You can pick up your smartphone and log on to register for those things. Krug's doing it right now, as a matter of fact.
That's what we're telling him anyway.
I think he offered to buy us a beer.
What? We're working, sir, unlike you.
We'll just take the $4 a piece and move on.
Exactly. What's a boggin?
Heat race number 1, I believe, is on the racetrack now. 8 laps is the distance for heat race number 1. We'll line them up like this on the pole from McLaren Vale, South Australia. In the car number 10 is Scott Boguski outside of the front row from Lemoore. In the car number 21T, Cole Macedo. Row 2 on the inside from Northport, Florida. The 24D is Danny Sams the third, and to his outside in the 4th starting spot from Altoona, Iowa. The car number 88 is Austin McCarl. Clovis, California's Corey Day will line up in the 5th spot in car number 14, and alongside of him starting 6th from Grass Valley, California. In the car number 49, it's the Big Cat Brad Sweet. In your final row from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, the 39M is Anthony Macri, and alongside of Anthony from Ankeny, Iowa, in the car number 4, it's Cam Martin. So 8 laps is the distance, Brian, here in the first of 3 410 heat races. Minnesota, Toby Cruz waving the sticks here tonight. Your field lining up side by side here for heat race number 1. Scott Boguski and Cole Macedo will be on the front row. Danny Sams and Austin McCarl in row number 2. Corey Day and Brad Sweet into third row, and Anthony Macri lining up alongside of Cam Martin in row number 4. Gonna go one more time around. We're being told here to get the lineup correct. Partially, if you remember, they spritzed the racetrack a little bit. They spritzed the racetrack a little bit.
What I was about ready to bring up. Perfect timing.
Yes, so they want to run that in a little bit. That's why they've just been kind of idling around here, just working that moisture in just a touch. And then we should be set to go here in just a moment. The Craig Ford pace truck makes its way on to the Speedway now to line up your field. Craig Ford here in Oskaloosa. You passed it right on the way into town if you came from the west. Southern Iowa Speedway pace truck, Craig Ford along the side of the F-150. Believe we are set to go. Yellow lights are off. The pace truck will head in, and we are ready to go for 8 laps. Boguski and Macedo on the front row. South Australia and California. What a cool view right here for those of you watching on Flow from the drone. Looking down the lineup into turn number 3 there. All right. Just about set to go. Toby Cruz watching the field as it come to the white line in turn number 4. Heat race number 1. Getting set to go to the green, and we are underway. Boguski will lead him into turn number 2. Here comes Cole Macedo on the top of the racetrack now. Look at Corey Day. Corey Day passes 4 spots down the back straightaway to 3rd. Corey Day now up into the 3rd spot as they work into 3 and 4. Lap 1 is Scott Boguski.
Leading into the 21T chasing right now. Corey Day, a big move on the opening lap, as Tony alluded to. Behind him, battling Danny Sams of the 24, able to keep at bay. Austin McCarl for the time being. Brad Sweet, Cam Martin, Anthony Macri right now running at your field. Keep an eye on the 49 to the inside of the 88. Here comes Sweet. After McCarl, he'll have to run to the first straightaway. The 49 going to take over the 5th spot.
Brad Sweet not done yet. He'll look to the inside of Danny Sams in turn number 2. Sams able to hold him back as they work down the back straightaway toward turn number 3. They're nose to tail through 3 and 4. Scott Boguski continuing to lead. Cole Macedo, then Corey Day, Sams, and Sweet.
Sams taking the line away from Sweet last time over in turns 3 and 4. Once again, able to keep him at bay as they work onto the back straightaway, but nobody right now even running in the same zip code as Scott Boguski. The Clarabelle, South Australia driver in the lead big motorsports West River Trailer Sales number 10, currently leading by 2.1 seconds over the 21T of Cole Macedo. As looking back in the field, that battle for the 5th spot, it is not done yet. McCarl trying to mount a charge. It has to wait in the cars. It kicks sideways at the exit turn number 2. That might put the nail in the coffin of that run as Brad Sweet continues to hold on to 5th.
Yeah, Cam Martin also working on Anthony Macri as they work side by side down the first straightaway now into turn number 1. But you were right, boy. Austin McCarl had a big run on Brad Sweet a lap ago. Sweet able to hold him back and now pulling away. He'll reel in Danny Sams in turn number 4 once again. But your leader continues to be Scott Boguski.
2 laps remain in this one. Charge to the inside with the 49 is Sweet once again on the 24 of Danny Sams, the 3rd. This time Sams, that exit at turn number 2, we saw McCarl do it a couple laps ago. That time Sams did it. The car just kicking sideways, and that does allow the charge and the advantage to Brad Sweet.
Final time for your leader, Scott Boguski, as he brings them into turns 3 and 4. This time by the checkered flag will wave on heat race number 1. How about a hand for your winner, Scott Boguski? Second place will go to Cole Macedo. 3rd to Corey Day. Brad Sweet will race his way into the top 4, and Danny Sams will hold on for 5th. So there's a look at Scott Boguski in the West River Trailer Sales. Lee Big Motorsports car number 10, picking up the heat race win. here for heat race number 1, brought to you by Oski True Value. So Brian will hustle down and we'll get a word with Scott Boguski as he pulls down front here. Again, a Smith Tie inboard brake kit, a certificate from HRP, a certificate from Dingus, and some other things. All about $3,000, Brian, going to Scott Boguski, the winner here of Oskaloosa True Value Heat Race 1.
Get a word in with your winner, Scott Boguski. And Scott, you're saying she's running a little hot out there.
Yeah, a little warm, It's track's pretty fast. It's actually, honestly, credit to Terry and these guys. That's the best I think I've seen Oski. You guys are going to be in for a great race later. So, we got this Speedway engine turned up, and it's ripping. Shane, Chad, Brian, and Brock, the boys doing a great job. Got my girlfriend here with me, and, we're going to try and drive from the back to the front due to me bearing us in qualifying. So, we're looking forward to that.
Well, he's on a mission already with a heat race win. Race fans, give him a hand. Scott Boguski, your winner in heat race number 1.
So Scott will win a bunch of prizes there for the Oskaloosa True Value. About $3,000 of prizes going to the heat race winners here tonight. Smith Tie heat race number 2 is next on the grid. We'll line them up like this. Starting on the pole for heat race number 2 from Fairland, Indiana, the Michael Dutcher Motorsports Lifestyle Homes credit number 17 GP is Cale Thomas outside of the front row. From Kokomo, Indiana, the Chalk Stick Torsion Bar Elite Wings Epoxico, credit number IMP, that's Parker Price Miller. Row 2 on the inside. From Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the number 1 Cochran Cars, Weikert's Livestock RV 4-wheel drive, Pace Performance, York Excavating, credit number 48, that's Danny Dietrich. And to his outside from St. Mary's, New South Wales, and the TK Concrete, King Racing Products, Zip Bonds, Maxim Trucking, BR Motorsports, credit number 55, the Madman, Kerry Madsen. Starting on the inside of the third row, your 5th starter. From Penn Grove, California, the TRD Mobile One, Roth Motorsports, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock, credit number 83, that's Buddy Kofoid. And outside of him, starting in the 6th spot from Higginsville, Missouri, in the Casey's FBP Ditsville Transfer, Andy's Frozen Custard, credit number 21, Blackjack, Brian Brown. Your final row 7 starter from Millersville, Missouri. Driving the SEMO Services, Flying A Coaches and Trailers, credit number 122, that's Joby Miller. And outside of your final row in the 8th starting spot, from Liberal, Kansas, the Bybee Electric, Trucks Plus, Mel Hamilton Racing, Donut Racing Engines, credit number 36, it's Jason Martin. Heat race number 2 brought to you by Smith Tie.
By side, nose to tail. Again, the Michael Dutcher Motorsports number 17, Cale Thomas and Parker Price Miller, the law firm. On the outside of run number 1. All the way up to the chalk line, to the wave of the green flag. We're underway here in Smith Titanium heat race number 2. Still going to race off in first and second turns. Brian Brown trying a little something there on the start. Didn't quite work for him. Trying to look to the middle that time over in turns 1 and 2. Still not working for him. As up front, he's going to slam the gavel down, and the law firm's going to come around to lead on lane number 1.
Parker Price Miller leading. Cale Thomas. Now Kerry Madsen looks to the inside of the second spot in turn number 2. The Madman now on the move, looking to move into the second spot. He's got it down the back straightaway. Thomas back to 3rd. Danny Dietrich running 4th. Brian Brown will round out the top 5.
Scott Boguski running away in heat race number 1. Parker Price Miller trying to do the same here in heat race number 2. Madsen still with company. The 17 GP looking to the top side of the speedway. Brian Brown just tapped the wall over in turns 1 and 2. Look out. The Casey's General Store, number 21, brings it back on all 4s, but he got her airborne there for just a moment. As looking back now, the battle is on between the 83 and the 48 of Danny Dietrich. Advantage will be to the Mobile One entry.
Buddy Kofoid looked to the inside of Cale Thomas. He can't get there. Now Dietrich with a run down the back straightaway. Dietrich in the car number 48 to the top of the racetrack now. Kofoid able to hold him back and almost pull away from him just a little bit off of turn number 4. Thomas just ahead of him. Then Brian Brown right behind him. Joby Miller and Jason Martin round out the field.
Pass for the third spot. Buddy Kofoid going after the 17 GP of Cale Thomas. Thomas able to turn right back and go back by him here. They're side by side once again through turns 3 and 4. The Dutcher Motorsports number 17 to the outside, to the inside. He'll steal the line away off of turn number 4. Advantage to Buddy Kofoid. He runs in third.
Kofoid able to get by him. A good run there. Good challenge by Thomas as they work down the back straightaway. Danny Dietrich took a look there. This time by 2 to go for your leader, Parker Price Miller. In the Chalk 6 car number 9 Pete Kerry Madsen still running second. Buddy Kofoid third.
Cale Thomas running in the 4th spot. Danny Dietrich, Brian Brown, Joby Miller, and Jason Martin continue to run at your running order. White flag coming this time for the driver of the number 9. The Chalk Sticks entry going to work around to the front straightaway. Final trip around here in Smith Titanium Heat Race number 2.
PPM down the back straightaway unchallenged for the lead. Kerry Madsen holding on to the 2nd spot. PPM off the bottom of turn number 4 this time. We'll see the checkers in the air, and he will win Smith Tie Heat Race number 2. Kerry Madsen comes home second. Buddy Kofoid finishes third. Cale Thomas in the 4th spot. Danny Dietrich rounds out your top 5. Brian Brown finishing 6th. Jason Martin, Joby Miller will round out the field here in Smith Tie Heat Race number 2. How about a hand for your winner, race fans, in the car number 9P, Parker Price Miller. So PPM will bring the Chalk Sticks car number 9P down front here to Brian Hulbert, and we'll get a word with your heat race winner.
So the Chalk 6 number 9P rolling down here to the front straightaway. Race fans, give him a hand. Parker Price Miller picking up heat race number 2 victory. Hats, envelopes, and all kinds of good stuff going on down here. Good run, and listening to the engine, sounds like maybe a touch on the hot side, but the car pretty much anywhere you wanted to go in that heat race.
Oh, yeah, engine's fine. I don't feel too comfortable. I don't know if I was out there by myself or if someone was close, but just don't feel as stable as we have been, but we'll just try and keep getting better. I believe I won our own sponsorship heat race, so we'll go ahead and give that to the second place car. Second heat race winner got 2 free Chalk Sticks torsion bars. So whoever ran second, congrats. So happy for them. But yeah, we'll just keep trying to get better. I'm not sure we'll be at in points, and hopefully we can pass some cars.
All right, winner in heat race number 2. Once again, race fans, Parker Price Miller. And Tony, before we get into our lineup for heat race number 3, real quick, you remember 6 years ago, I ran into the state of Iowa like my hair was on fire. And that is because my son was born today 6 years ago. As he's watching on the broadcast, happy birthday, James.
Hi, James. Happy birthday, young man. Normally, Brian gets chased out of town by the cops, but this time it was for a good reason. Hey, get out your Life Iowa winning numbers 7, 12, 16, 24, 37, 48, 57, 62, 64, 75, 84, 87, 94, 97, and 99. If you have those winning numbers, head down, I believe, toward the flag stand to claim your prize. All right, heat race number 3 brought to you by Tasso Steakhouse. Rolling onto the racetrack on the pole from Locust Grove, Oklahoma. The car number 25 is Dason Persley, and outside of the front row from Columbia, Missouri, the car number 23 is Garrett Williamson. Row 2 on the inside, starting third in the Roth 83 Senior. That's J-Mac, James McFadden. And to his outside in the car number 57 from Elk Grove, California, the Finley Farms, Fulkins Brothers Trucking, car number 57, Kyle Larson. Your 5th starter from Enumclaw, Washington. In the car number 9, that's the Caravan Trailers entry of Casey Kane. And to his outside, the all-ball your alternative, car number 41 from Lemoore, California, Carson Macedo. The 360 Civil, car number 27B of Jake Bubak from Arvada, Colorado, lines up in the 7th spot. And your final starter in the It's Showtime, car number 2K from Huron, South Dakota, it is Kevin Engel. So those are the cars for heat race number 3. Getting set to go behind the Craig Ford F-150 pace truck. 8 laps is the distance. The Eikenberry Performance, car number 25 of Persley, starting on the pole. Garrett Williamson to his outside in that car number 23.
Set to go to green. Field going to work through the McKay Group start zone. We're underway.
Jason Pursley will lead the field into turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, Garrett Williamson in that second spot. Here comes J-Mac down the back straightaway. They're nose to tail. 3 cars battling for the lead into turn number 3 and 4. They went 3 wide entering turn 3. Here comes J-Mac. He'll bring them off turn 4 and lead lap number 1.
Boy, what a move by James McFadden to take the lead in line number 1. The 25 Pursley still running in the second spot. The 23 Garrett Williamson right there in pursuit as they work onto the back straightaway. Larson running in the 4th spot. Then it's going to be Macedo in the 41. Battle behind them between the 27 of Buback and the 9 of Casey Kane. Advantage was to Buback. Continues to be so here to the front straightaway.
Here comes Carson Macedo now reeling in Kyle Larson down the back straightaway, reeling him in, knocking on the door. Side by side, they'll battle into turn number 3. That's the race for the 4th spot. Macedo on the bottom, Larson up on the cushion as they exit turn number 4. Still wheel to wheel. It's Larson with the advantage.
Remember, each position is worth points as we are utilizing the weekly format that they use at the Knoxville Raceway. So points for qualifying, points for your finishing position in the heat race. And right now, Kyle Larson, he's going to get the elbows up here as he finds all kinds of speed to the back straightaway. He will set his sights on the 23 Garrett Williamson, starting to close into that S&S Motorsports entry. But to the inside, the all-ball Euro turner to number 41. He's going to drive right back by the 57. He's got it with a big run to the back straightway.
Now he'll take a look at Garrett Williamson and try to make quick work of him. In turn number 4, he'll do so. Now Williamson charging back, but not enough. Carson Macedo will get by Garrett Williamson for the 3rd spot. Now Kyle Larson pulls along on side of Williamson. Williamson leans on the cushion on turn number 2. Down the back chute, he'll hold on to the 4th spot as they work into turn number 3. Larson 5th.
Boy, a couple laps ago, Macedo was losing ground. All of a sudden, finding a ton of drive behind the wheel. That was at Messiah Valley Transportation. Jason Johnson racing number 41. Going to start to close in on the 25 of Jason Pursley. Pursley continues to hold on to that Eikenberry-owned entry as they work into turns 3 and 4. Leader, meanwhile, coming around to the wave of the white flag. 1 to go here in Tasso Steakhouse Heat Race number 3.
Final time for James McFadden as Carson Macedo goes to the inside of Jason Pursley, battling for position. In battle for second, they'll work down the back straightaway. Macedo with the advantage into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, checkers will be in the air. Your winner, James McFadden. Carson Macedo comes home second. 3rd will go to Jason Pursley. Garrett Williamson finishes in the 4th spot. Kyle Larson will run 5th. Jake Buback finishing 6th, Casey Kane 7th, and Kevin Engel in the 8th and final spot. But how about a hand for your Tasso Steakhouse winner in the car number 83 senior, James McFadden.
Not a bad way to start the night for your defending champion of the Sage Fruit Front Row Challenge. Race fans, give him a hand. James McFadden, driver of the Mobile One Roth Motorsports, number 43. Over $3,000 in contingencies in your pocket there. Great run, great start to that. Talk about that pass for the lead.
Yeah, those two were kind of playing a bit of silly buggers there at the start and left me a whole lane there on the bottom. And, you know, I was lucky enough. I actually thought I missed the bottom and I got it stopped and shot back down the straight. So, yeah, we're working hard. Maybe I'm not feeling that comfortable yet. We're just getting better and better and better. So, yeah, that was a good win. Thank you to, obviously, Terry and everyone for putting this event on and all the contingency sponsors. It's not just a race. It's a bit of fun as well. So, you know, I'm glad we get to be here. Obviously, thank you, Dennis and Teresa Ross, Toyota Mobile One. All the fans for coming out. I think it's going to be a pretty cool race. It's already against the guardrail there into turn 1, which is sketchy, so it'll be fun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, your winner, heat race number 3. Give him a hand, James McFadden.
So again, all 3 heat race winners getting a $3,000 bonus in prizes and certificates for their accomplishment here. Again, our 410 heat race is brought to you by Oskaloosa True Value, Smith Thai, and Tasso's Steakhouse. Up next will be our IMCA Race Saver 305 heat races.
Are we going to stop these guys too? No. We're not stopping these guys, Mike. But after this, we'll get the foot race. We're going to get all the kids on the front straightaway.
And in just a moment, Brian will have your lineup here for the first of 2 of the Race Saver heat races here tonight.
Randy Martin out of California, Missouri, the 14, going to be the pole here in heat race number 1. Brett Moffitt out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the 57A, going to line up next to him. Jake Greenwood out of Woodward, Iowa, the 43. He'll roll from the 3rd starting spot. Dalton Damagala out of Brandon, South Dakota, the 18D, going to line up to the outside of your 2nd row. Out of Clayton, Indiana, the 23J, Jordan Welch, going to go from 5th from 6th. Cole Vanderheiden out of Papillion, Nebraska, in the 15B. Riker Pace out of Collinsville, Oklahoma, the 8R, going to line up in 7th. 8th is going to be Brandon Halverson out of Jackson, Minnesota, in the 4SS. Mike Moore to Des Moines, Iowa, the 69. He'll go from the 9th starting spot. And Monty Ferreira out of Lincoln, Nebraska, in the 45. Set to round out your lineup here in heat race number 1 of 2 for your IMCA Race Saver Sprint Cars.
So the Craig Ford pace truck back in front of your field. Jerry Van Sickle on the sticks for your IMCA Race Savers. Showing the field next time.
Going by light color or toenail cover.
Ooh. That's a whole documentary in its own.
Coming soon to Netflix. So again, Randy Martin, the legendary racer to California, Missouri, and that number 14, Moffitt. Hails out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Lines up to the outside of that front row. Draw determining the lineup here for your Race Saver Sprint Car Heat Races. Into the McKay Group start zone. Off of turn number 4, we go to Green Martin. Going to jump out to the early advantage of 14. 3 wide, 3 rows deep into turns 1 and 2 to start things off here with the Race Saver Sprint Cars.
What a gaggle as they went into turn number 1. 3 wide, 3 rows deep. As you said, everybody makes it through. Randy Martin bringing them around here for lap number 1 as they battle now from 2nd on back. Randy Martin will lead the way here on lap number 1. Brett Moffitt in the 57A, Jake Greenwood in the 43 in the 3rd spot, Dalton Damagala now in 4th, Cole Vanderheiden 5th.
Battle for that 2nd spot continues to rage on. Greenwood working to the inside of Moffitt, now going to have the advantage. They work into turns 3 and 4. Moffitt off of the top, going to bring it down to the bottom midway through the turn, onto the back bumper of the 43, but Jake Greenwood going to take over the 2nd spot with 2 laps in the books. Brett Moffitt, Mike Moore up in the 4th, and Damagala going to slip back to 5th.
Cole Vanderheiden and Dalton Damagala, they're battling down the back straightaway now. Dalton Damagala in the car number 18D there, chasing Cole Vanderheiden. Cole Vanderheiden has moved up a spot now, working off the bottom of turn number 4.
Cole Vanderheiden a few weeks ago picking up his first career victory at the famed Eagle Raceway in Race Saver competition, and it was a doozy all the way to the drop of the checkered flag. Is up in front of him. Battle for the 3rd spot right now. Mike Moore has reeled in Brett Moffitt. He'll try to get a run to the inside. Exit to number 4 to the front straightaway. He's got it right now in the upfront race at number 69.
East Des Moines, Iowa's Mikey Moore into the 3rd spot, but the battle will soon be for the lead into turn number 3. Jake Greenwood closing in on Randy Martin in turn number 4. Randy Martin has the lead off of turn number 4. Jake Greenwood knocking on the door, the white flag, 1 to go.
Final trip around the Southern Iowa Speedway. Greenwood going to dive down to the bottom on Randy Martin. Martin trying to carry momentum onto the back straightaway. The veteran versus the upstart onto the backstretch. Advantage will be to the 43 as they work into turns 3 and 4. Change of the guard at the front of the field, and it will be a last lap pass for the win. Jake Greenwood in 43 will get the job done in heat race number 1 for your IMCA Race Saver Sprint Cars. Randy Martin going to cross at 2nd, Mike Moore in 3rd, Cole Vanderheiden last lap pass for the 4th spot. Brett Moffitt ends up running out your top 5.
Exciting pass for the lead there, Brian, coming to the checkers. That's why you never give up, right?
Never give up, and the design, Metal Artworks number 43. Race fans, give him a hand. Jake Greenwood picking up the win in Race Saver Sprint Car Heat Race number 1. Heat race number 1 for the IMCA Race Saver Sprint Cars was brought to you by Ultra Shield. Heat race number 2, Lee Ghost Jr. at Hartford, South Dakota, the 17 going to be in the pole. This one, Cade Richards at Lincoln, Nebraska, and the 11 are going to make up your opening row. Henry Chambers at Baldwin City, Kansas, the 1H, going to go from the 3rd starting spot. Adam Goulian at Lincoln, Nebraska, in the 40, going to line up in 4th. Jeff Wilkie, he's from right down the road in Knoxville, Iowa, in the 41, going to line up in 5th. From 6th, Dusty Ballinger, he's out of Harrisburg, South Dakota, in the 2D. Keegan McCarty out of Sheldon, Iowa, the 15K, going to line up in 7th. 8th is going to be Jeremy Hewish. He's out of Jetmore, Kansas, in the 20. Abigail Lett out of Odessa, Missouri, in the 9. And Bailey Ballinger out of Harrisburg, South Dakota, the 6B, set to round out your field here in heat race number 2 for your IMCA Race for Sprint Cars. Heat race number 2 brought to you by Tasso's Steakhouse.
And let me tell you, at Tasso's, they have good steak, good pasta, good burgers, good salads. They got it all there. You take it from a guy that likes to eat.
All the years I have attended and worked this event, I don't think I've ever been there. And I keep telling myself, one of these days I am going there just to try it.
They got good pizza, too. All right, so the field will be lining up here in just a moment behind the Craig Ford F-150 Pace truck. Don't forget, friends, go online to ColemanBackHome.com and register for the giveaway package, which includes the 36-inch griddle grill station, a 5-pack of City Bonfire portable fire pits, a backyard patio accessory kit, and much, much more. If you're feeling hungry but not sure what you want, we suggest going to Tasso's. Tasso's has a variety that will take care of everything you want, from steak, chicken, pasta, fish, seafood, salads, and more. Tasso's has you covered on the west side of the Oskaloosa Square.
Welcome to Southern Iowa Speedway. Oh, Jonesy Baloney. Curtis Jones, his family checking in with us here tonight. Of course, they'll see Jones a lot of laps spent racing around the Port City Raceway. Field set to go to green. The McKay Group start zone over in turn number 4. Round to the green. Turns 1 and 2. We still got them 3 wide mid-pack here. Not quite the gaggle we had in heat race number 1, but we got a driver moving to the outside. That's Hewish in 20. Boy, Hewish had a big run off of turn number 2. It kind of faded a little bit there as you saw him have to get on the binders. The car dancing underneath him there. Is lap number 1 going to come around? And it's going to be the 17 of Ghost leading here in heat race number 2.
3-car battle now in the 3rd spot as they work off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Adam Goulian, Jeremy Hoosh in the 20, gets by the 40 of Goulian for the 2nd spot. Lee Ghost continuing to show the way.
Run to the back straightaway by Ballinger. He will start to close in quickly. On the 1H, works to the inside. Ballinger able to make the pass through turns 3 and 4.
Cade Richards running in the 2nd spot in the Cronenberg 11R down the back straightaway. Jeremy Hoosh trying to close in. He rides in the 3rd spot. Adam Goulian in the 40, running in that 4th position as they work off of turn 4, 2 to go.
Boy, Jeremy Hewish from 8th. Racing his way up into 3rd, that opening lap, imperative as everybody kind of got mired there in the middle. He was able to put the car to the outside and race his way by. Another big run onto the back straightaway. Here comes Hewish in 20. He's going to look for 2nd as they work into turns 3 and 4. White flag is out, running out of time. Now having to wait on the cars. He works around to the front straightaway. Up front in this one, though, it is Lee Ghost Jr. A little under 3 seconds to his advantage last time at the start-finish line. Going to make his way off of turn number 4. Checkered flag going to drop in this one. Lee Ghost is going quick here tonight. Cade Richards going to cross in 2nd. Jeremy Hewish in 3rd. Adam Goulian in 4th. And Dusty Ballinger unofficially your top 5.
Henry Chambers, Jeff Wilkie, Keegan McCarty, then Bailey Ballinger and Abigail Lett will round out the field here in heat race number 2. So Lee Ghost Jr. picks up Tasso's Steakhouse heat race number 2.
So the Ghost RV number 17, great run in Tasso's Steakhouse heat race number 2.
All right, kids in the grandstands, 12 and under, and kids in the infield, if you're 12 and under, come up to the front. They've got some goodie bags they're going to give away, so if there's any youngsters in the infield and 12-year-olds and under, come down along the fence.
Physical, not mental.
Yes, and come along the fence there, and Lori will have some goodie bags and things to give away.